It is alive. Ooh.
Yes.
It says you alive.
Ooh.
First day of October. Official spooky season. Woohoo.
Yep.
Are you excited?
I'm more anxious because I got way too much to do this month.
Yeah.
I got like 1, 2, 3, 4 projects to get done.
Just this month? Huh.
Yeah. Well, 2 of them are for Sin.
Yeah.
2 of them are for Sinister. 2 of them are for Halloween.
2 for Halloween?
So much to do. Yep. I gotta get Brucey's feet done.
Oh.
And then what I'm working on today.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be him and Lily on the whole other one.
Yeah, they asked for help on the feet. So
okay.
I'm gonna figure out Bruce's feet. I have a concept, but I basically am gonna build him the feet for the pill costumes when we are gonna make him Perry for that, so that I can just make one foot and it's her belt. Because he has the semi-aquatic mammal of action. But you know what time it is?
It's morphin' time.
It's showtime. No, it's showtime.
Nope.
That's why we say. Button.
Are we showing our faces? I'm scared.
Say hello.
Hi, everybody in the chat.
All right. So today we have a guest, and first thing first. Oh, where am I? That's switch. First thing first. I am going to switch cameras real quick here, and we are going to check this out. There's my lovely face. I'm going to be working on sculpting onto this guy. I'm going to try to get a nose prosthetic out and a chin prosthetic out today, because I am making Heinz Doofenshmirtz. If you don't know who that is, it's the scientist from Phineas and Ferb. The one that does the whole platypus. But that is my project of the day. I will be working with monster clay here, trying to get my sculpts done. And then while we're doing that, we have a very special guest today. So he's been working in the special effects industry for 20 years, and he makes all kinds of cool things: masks, resins stuff, dental. He's even made puppets. So without further ado, let's give a welcome to Justin from Frankenpine.
Yay!
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good.
All right. It's wonderful to be here. I appreciate the invitation. It's the first time anyone's ever asked me to be a part of something like this, so it's fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, we love having people on our show.
So I see you're sculpting as well. What kind of clay are you using over there?
I'm using wet clay. It's a water-based clay with a little extra glycerin in the formula to keep the wetness longer, the moisture. WED stands for Walter E. Disney. He had it specially formulated so they could do the giant animal heads for the park, and it's still an industry standard. When I do masks and big sculptures, that's my go-to for sure.
Awesome. I'm still playing with monster clay, so
Yeah, I've never actually used. Well, I've briefly messed with monster clay. I wouldn't even consider it getting to know the material at all. Uh, but I'd like to try it. I use Chavant NSP, which it's very similar. I hear monster clay is a little more waxy, um, but I'm already invested, so it's hard to switch over to another
yeah.
product. What are you using the medium soft firmness or?
Yeah, I have the medium. Where'd my lid go? Oh, lid's under the package. I have the medium right now. This is what I started with, and so far it's been pretty good. It picks up detail very, very well, and it tends to like to hold on to like the plaster face sculpts pretty well. The only kind of pain in the butt part is if your mold has detailed stuff like deep over like little the tentacle-y parts and stuff. Sometimes it can be kind of hard to get it out of those. But for like general things, like right now I'm working on like just a pointed chin and then kind of a banana shaped nose. It's really good for stuff like that where you're making forms.
Yeah, that's cool. How's
Or
the
even
blending edge capability on that? I know sometimes with Chavant, when I get really thin, it starts to just kind of pull off, and then it's frustrating because it just doesn't want to stick to the form.
this stuff you can blend pretty well. It works best if you like get your bulk on there, like overbuild yourself because it's really soft when it's warm, but as it cools, it starts becoming a removing process. So if you can get your like rough shape in while it's warm, and then once it gets to like right about where it is now, where you tap it and your fingerprint shows, but it doesn't dimple, you can just rub it and it'll blend in real well.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have sometimes I go in with like the texture stamp, and it'll just like pull it right up.
Yeah, you can see like right there on the it's pretty flush there. It doesn't want to come up even when I drag my finger opposite direction.
Cool. What are you casting
And
the
I have like
appliances in?
I have actually. I did a couple.
Those are cool texture stamp tools also. I make most of my own tools.
I
They're
this one, which is
pretty janky.
yeah. Oops. So I did this one, which is a pretty basic one here. It was just a simple neck bleeder. It was meant just so that you get the blood, hide the blood tube on the neck, so that when someone got stabbed. And then I've also done more elaborate stuff like this is a full monkey face that I sculpted for my son to be Hit Monkey.
That's cool.
And if you can't really see it on the camera, but down here I got the whole like little streaks for the eyebrows and everything transfers over. So
Cool. Yeah, I'm far from any texture. I've just been building up forms. I had this whole dragon full head thing started. I ran out of clay, so I had no choice but to cut it up, and it was heartbreaking. I'm gonna revisit that someday, but I'm waiting for Industrial Minerals to let me know when the wed clay comes in. But they their correspondence is pretty subpar. So if you're watching this, Industrial Minerals, let me know when you're getting your next Laguna Clay order. They should be watching this. And I've sent a lot of people to them, a lot of the local artists, because you could get hydrocal from them and you don't have to pay shipping fees, which cost just as much as the stone sometimes. And then you can get ultracal from them, which when I make like foam latex appliances and stuff, that's the bakeable stuff. So when you're paying like $80 a bag, you don't want to pay $80 for shipping.
Yeah, I actually am trying to figure out a cheaper route to ship across prop out to somebody across country, because I went to ship it yesterday and they wanted $170 for it, so it's like, ouch.
Yikes.
So I'm gonna check some other options.
Yeah. How far away is it to drive?
Michigan.
It's a
Just the
beautiful
other side
drive
of the
this time of
country.
year, at least.
But the crazy part is it's only like a 5-pound thing.
Wait, really? What is it?
Yeah. The reason they claim it's going to be so expensive is they're calling it oversized, because it's like 3 foot by 2 foot by probably about 10 inches thick.
Yo, how big you
So they
think our
call that
trucks
really-
are? Pay us extra. That's pretty rough,
Yeah.
And it's not even that heavy.
Yeah, it's 5.15 pounds.
Wow.
I looked at the scale.
Man, that's crazy. It's hard to lose a package that big, though. Well, knock on wood, but they've lost some of my artwork before. And at first, I tried to file a complaint online because I figured that was easy. And then that went nowhere. So I went into the post office and the lady was like, "You should have come to us first. Can't help you now." Like, you just don't want to help. You guys don't like art. You like letters. Postcards, which is art, by the way.
So if you ever do decide to do the monster clay, the smoothing agent you use to like get your fingerprints and stuff out is 99% alcohol.
Yeah, that's oil-based clay too.
Yeah. But I know you're saying you work with foam latex, so I'm guessing you have a separate oven, or because it's still a bake process, correct?
Yeah, because it's like full of moisture and cell structures and stuff can collapse. Foam latex is a very temperamental product material. It's tricky to make. It's basically you get a standing mixer and you put all the ingredients together and you bake it. It's just like food, but it's poisonous. So you don't want to use your home oven. Plus, a lot of home ovens, they're too hot. It's a very low temperature material. I bake mine at 160 for a certain amount of hours, or you can go lower temperature for longer and get like a better, softer foam. But I have it's an industrial food warmer. It's pretty big. It's got multiple tiers inside. It was able to hold multiple molds for that puppet project that I worked on because they were all little foam latex skins stretched over resin underskulls. And for a while, I had a little tabletop convection oven kind of thing to do facial appliances, but that wasn't gonna fit 15 puppet molds. So I upgraded, and instead of wasting time trying to build my own, I found one on sale, $300, and that's very reasonable considering what I could do with it. So, and they could be used to post cure your resin stuff, your silicone stuff. It's really nice to have. It takes up a little bit of space, but I got a lot of stuff happening in my garage, so it just makes you feel a little more official when you have a piece of equipment like that too. A little a boost for your more business morale, small business morale.
So yeah. So those puppets, the were those faces latex or were they foam?
Foam latex. It's like a
The
latex
heads were
base.
foam latex.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
those things almost look like they're like just normal latex. When I saw them.
oh no. They're sponges that you whip them up. Like if I had regular latex, it wouldn't stretch right over the the form because when I make latex skins, that's basically just filling a mold like a negative space full of stuff. But when you do foam latex, it's a two-part mold, and on the inside there's a core. So you cook it with a negative space that will fit exactly on the underskull that I made. So
Okay. So you made the
um,
whole puppets as well.
not just the face, the head, and then the sculpture, the molding, the casting, patching, uh, the painting and hair work. But we had someone else who did the mechanizing of the skulls, and we had a friend of mine, Amanda. She did amazing seamstress work for the clothes on bodies that were also made by the guy who did the mechanizing. So uh, just I did the faces pretty much and a lot of the planning for how they were gonna work and it I've done animatronic stuff before, cable controlled, but I've never done that small of a scale. So it was just all in theory. And we were under the gun trying to make something work. And it was there were a lot of 3 a.m. waking up at night, just kind of nervous and sweating over what I got myself into. But we pulled it off. And um, all eight episodes were filmed, and I really hope that it gets sold and does a lot of good business for the companies that were involved. Um, a lot of people that worked on it really loved it, and for me, um, it's kind of like a real political piece too. So as an artist, I that's my best weapon, right? So I kind of put it towards something that I feel passionate about, and I hope goes pretty far in the world these days. Art's worth fighting for, and art's worth fighting with. That's why I grew up listening to punk rock and stuff. Um, Music that meant something. In fact, something pretty cool. I started listening to like Dead Kennedys when I was 15, and I'm 43 now, and I just met Winston Smith, who did all the artwork for them back in the day, and even still like does stuff with Studio Fallout in the Bay Area. And he bought one of my masks, and I couldn't have been happier. Um, it's fun. Like basically, if you're an artist, you're someone who does creative stuff. If you keep doing it and stick around long enough, cool things happen. And I'm not making $1 million, but if I could go back in time and tell my 15, 16-year-old self about some of the things I've done, I'd be like pretty proud. So that's it's fun to think about things like that, especially as an artist. Because when you're a small artist, you really you gotta like sell yourself, and I hate doing that. I hate talking about myself, which is ironic because I'm on a podcast. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Let's get some more eyes on these masks. It's Halloween season. Come buy my stuff. Which I just heard back from Sinister Creature Con. Um, they said I could have a table this time around, so I'll probably do that. We gotta go. Every time I think I might not do it, my kids get upset with me. They're like, "No, we have to go because this person's gonna be there, and I want to wear this costume." So, all right, well, go sell some stuff, and you could get your autographs. We gotta go see PJ Souls again. My oldest, she just turned 16, and the first time they met PJ, she was 4 years old, and we've met her throughout the years, and we always take our family portrait with her. and it's been like, man, probably about 8 years. Definitely pre-pandemic. Last time she was in Stockton. I'm a huge horror nerd, though. Like, I try to make money at the conventions with my table, and then I spend it all on autographs. And I say the dumbest stuff in front of these people that I spend most of my time watching. It's
We all
fun.
do that, no matter what kind of convention it is. We've worked conventions too, and we turn right around and spend money when we make it, and just act. I know I have acted like a total dork in front of celebrities that I've met. And I'm like, oh my god, it's you, and you're right here, and like I just lose my cool.
Yeah, it's hard. You say you're gonna be normal, but and then you get in front of these people and you're shaking. I've actually straight up told myself before, like, don't talk to them, like, don't make a fool out of yourself. And Jeffrey Combs actually came up to me in the green room once and was like looking at what I grabbed for the day, and I had like a rock star and some snacks, and he was like, "Oh yeah, okay, rock star, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, for when I start crashing and can't get up from the table." He's like, "For when you've fallen and you can't get up." I was like, "Oh damn, that he said that kind of goofy stuff too." And then later at his table, I went to get his autograph, and I was like, I'm not going to talk to him because I'm going to blow it. I had the best interaction with him in the green room, and got to his table, and he wanted to talk. And he was looking at me like, are you going to say something? And he was trying to fill awkward silence, and I was just like, I just wanted an autograph. So that was kind of awkward. That and Nick Castle once, I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't want to breathe on him. But I don't think like the shape knew how to react to people not speaking to him for a change. It was like I took him by surprise a little bit. But yeah, I just didn't want to get him sick. Someday I'll pay extra and just talk his ear off because I am capable of that.
So, do you do other shows besides Sinister, or is that like the main one you go to?
I've done Creatures Con in the Bay Area when they did that. Lord Blooddraw, Frank, if you've met him at the convention a couple times, he's out there. He does like a horror host thing, and that was really cool. And I've done this small show and that small show, but I have 4 kids and I'm a freelance artist, so that means I'm broke and I can't justify hitting the road very much, but I did just get put on the wait list for Monster Palooza, so before long I'll pack up all my monsters and go crash on my buddy Dave's couch in Pasadena, and then try to beg people to look at my art amongst all the other amazing artists that are at that event. And
That's one of the big ones I still want to get to. I have not been able to get there. I bought my tickets one year, and that was the year that COVID canceled it.
Oh no, did they refund you, or is it like a rain check?
They refunded me, but like some of the people that were there, I was like, finally these people, because it was like Sid Hags was supposed to be there.
Oh no.
It was right before he died too.
Yeah.
And
that guy's
then,
a trooper, man. Or was a trooper.
And then the other one that I was like was Clive Barker.
Yeah. He still signs stuff, but I don't know if his personal appearances are a thing anymore.
I think last I heard, he stopped touring the U.S. So
I don't blame him.
We all know how that goes. How many last tours has freaking most of these hair bands had? So, I mean, I think Judas Priest is on like last tour number 4. So,
hell yeah, they should never stop. I got to see them once. It was a lot of fun. They played with Deep Purple, and I love both of those bands. Never thought I'd be able to see them in this. Friend of mine I knew through the music scene took me and one of my guitar players, and it was pretty surreal.
So when
Um,
you're guitar players, so you're a musician as well?
yeah, I played music for like 20 years and played locally here and there, on the road a couple times. Never really got to do as much as I wanted. And then around 2018, I decided just to stop and put all that energy toward making monsters again. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I still think like a musician. I wish I didn't. I really miss it, but I'm too old to be trying to get other dudes my age on the same page as me. It just isn't happening. So all my artistic efforts are basically solo now. I've even tried to do film projects with people, and everyone seems super stoked at first. And after a while, it peters out, and I'm the last one going, "Come on!" So uh, now I hang out in my garage by myself making monsters. And you know
What
what?
was your
I think
instrument of choice when you played?
I started singing at 15 in bands, and I always played guitar, but uh, ended up playing bass and singing in a band for a while. I played drums in a band for a little bit. I played guitar and sang in a band for a little bit. Um, you ever listen to the Groovy Ghoulies? They're like a legendary lookout pop punk band from Sacramento. I got to play guitar for Kepi once. That was cool because growing up a young monster kid, and they sang monster songs. So um, I got to be like a one-time guitar player for him. That was cool. And I'd sing in some metal bands, and at some point, like, yeah, I want to do rock and roll, but everyone just really celebrates the self-destructive aspects of that. And I like I said, I have kids and a family, and like I don't want it to like ruin me. And it's like a money dump, and but I really got to do something fun. I ran the soundboard for a local venue, for a couple local venues, and that was fun. So I was able to contribute even when I wasn't playing shows. And then I got to do sound for some people I grew up listening to, and that was pretty rad. So, and then like most of the time, you know, they're humble. You know, punk rock lends itself to people being really down to earth, and
Yeah.
that was a real positive experience. But all in all, I split. I played my last show with the Undead, which Bobby Steele was one of the original guitar players for the Misfits, and they were like one of my favorite bands growing up. So I figured that was a good way to end it. I didn't tell anyone that was going to be my last show. I wasn't going to be all big and dramatic about it. I just played it and said goodbye and disappeared. And then I watched myself slowly become a bad guy for doing my own thing. But bad guys are fun, right?
Yeah. They're always the most interesting character of the show.
I can't
So
wait to
you're
have a
making
show.
the bad guy of a show.
Yeah. After like aimless, um, just going around, not sure what I was doing or up to as far as art. Because I recently left the studio that I've been freelancing for. Um, I haven't been able to sculpt, and then a couple days ago, I just started throwing some clay on, and I did this sad-looking dude with his eyes all ripped out. It's like you know, he's tired of seeing what's going on around him, so he's just like, hey, you know, where's a knife? And took care of himself. And I haven't done too many gore masks before, so this one's gonna be fun. I've done stuff like props for films, but not like a mask for people to walk around and wear. So, and I plan on making it a very low price point. I have like these masks and stuff that are like really expensive, but I try to have a uh, range of quality and products so everyone could take something home. I'll have a $5 item, $3 sticker, or if you want to help me out and pay $300 for one of my masks, that's cool.
So I know you have those little resin magnets and stuff as well. And anyone that's worked with resin has a resin horror story. What's yours?
Honestly, probably just having it fused to a mold, and I don't know how it even happened or why. It's only happened to me once. And,
What kind
and
of
it, what's that?
what kind of mold was it?
It was just a little box mold of one of my first Michael Myers magnets that I made, and it was pretty low end 10 karat silicone because I don't have a lot of money. And so then when it gets stuck to the mold, you're like, oh no, now I have to buy more. Horrible. So I stay away from that brand now.
I have the most dramatic offset of freaking my silicone stuff down here. I have like anything that touches my skin, smooth on. I pay the extra money because it's going to touch freaking my skin, and that I don't want to get any kind of issue with it. So like all my life sculpt and stuff like that's all smooth on. But then for my like casting silicone, it's cheap stuff.
Yeah.
For like mold making and stuff, it's cheap stuff.
Yeah, I don't cast too much in silicone. I don't really have any setup to paint that kind of stuff. So like a latex dude, and if I have to do something in a film that is like realistic or whatever, depending on how long it's gonna be and what it is, I'll do like a gelatin. What was that?
I just when we were out of town for a convention in another up north, and I ended up grabbing a freaking bunch of naphtha while I was up there so that I can paint silicone.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can't buy that in Cali no more. So I grabbed myself a big old drug while I was there.
I've gotten it at Douglas and Sturgis in Richmond. I'll go there sometimes when I need to get a lot of products that I don't want to pay shipping for. And I've also gotten it on Amazon. What I understand is you can't buy in bulk over like a certain amount, but if you buy a couple of smaller packs of it, you could get it still. But that stuff is pretty shitty. Excuse my language. It's bad.
Oh, yeah.
I for the longest time I do rubber cement based paints for the masks, which is naphtha thinned rubber cement mixed with whatever color oil based paint, and then you airbrush it, so you're atomizing naphtha, and so you got to be full respirator, you got to cover all your body. And I switched over to just using inks with some stuff from Createx. It's called it's the Bloodlines Adhesion Promoter, and it might seem a little expensive, but a little goes a long way, and it'll really save your nervous system in the long run. And so that stuff's good, and it works on. It's for latex. Not so good for your silicone though, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, you still have to get the naphtha to break down the silicone and mix in the freaking other stuff with it.
You ever try the
Silicone.
Psycho Paint stuff from Smooth On?
What is the one I got? Yeah, Psycho Paint. That's the one I have. But it said to cut it with naphtha. So
It's so funny. Those same people will tell you not to use that kind of stuff, and then they'll do that. Just like silicone encapsulated prosthetics, they use for some, depending on whatever the bald cap plastic's made of, they use acetone to blend it and cut it. And
Mhm.
depending on who you talk to, you might not want to do that, but they
You
call
really
it
should not be putting acetone in your skin ever.
they call
That's
it edger. Well, it's
Mhm.
acetone, not the naphtha, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, you really should not be putting acetone. Anything that can melt plastic probably shouldn't go on your skin.
Yeah, like styrofoam, like that effect in Alien where the blood goes through the tile. It's just they dripped
Mhm.
acetone on styrofoam. And then actually, if you put a bunch of styrofoam in a cup of acetone, I hear that's how you make super glue. What? Horrifying. And
Mhm.
the gases that stuff lets off are like it's cyanide, which is like a lot of the polyfoam that I use. It lets off cyanide gas. So in the I do all my stuff in the garage, door open if I can, um, fans going, mix the stuff, pour it, run away, come back later.
Yeah. Our show last week, I was doing fiberglass in here, and I mixed a little too big of a batch of resin, and it started gelling on me. So I set that cup aside on the tray, and then it started smoking. So I'm like, oh well, you get to go outside.
Crazy. Yeah.
Like
Uh,
I
last
don't know. I
week we
don't
were
want to know
told.
what's coming out of that.
Just last week we were told in a cosplay prop making panel to wear your protection when you're working with chemicals.
Yeah, I got called out. I got
Yeah,
called
you
out at
did.
LA Comic-Con.
That's
yeah.
because our friend was in the panel.
On a lot of the instructional courses, you'll see people, they're always using the hazardous stuff. And they're always saying, now you're going to wear respiratory protection, but I'm not. So you can hear what I'm saying. But I swear, you can understand what they're saying. They just don't
Mhm.
want to look uncool on
Well, you can
camera.
also always voice over it, especially if it's a pre-recorded thing. You could voice over it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Here- Here's
people
the
pay
thing
money
called
to hear Darth Vader, right? You could talk through a respirator. It's fine.
there's a thing called post-production for a reason.
Yeah, we're not listening to this dude talk for like background sound where it's just instructional. So do what you gotta do to live longer, man. I'll watch you and feel cool for wearing protection too, because you proved that even the pros use it, except they don't. So I don't know.
Except for Odin. I watched a handful of Odin stuff. He tends to throw his mask on. So I gotta give Odin credit there.
Safety first.
And he'll throw his mask
In
on when he's doing just
some
contact
cases.
training, which really you should, but most of us don't. It's starting to look like something. Like a bird, but something.
Yeah, the sculpture looks crazy when I look at it in the monitor because it's at a weird angle.
It's coming up towards
And
you.
you said you started that a
It kind of
couple
looks
days
creepy
ago?
in general.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, I don't know. It was really late, and I just tore down that dragon that I did. I stared at my sculpting form forever, didn't know what to do, and I was just like, I just feel like for some reason I need to sculpt a dude that's pretty sad. So he's got his pursed lips, his worried brow, and his eyes are all stabbed out. But yeah, slight reference. All I had was a picture of a skull, and that was it. Sometimes I use because reference photos are very good for when you sculpt. I have a facial expression book where they have these people from different ages, and there's just all these different pictures of them making different faces. It really comes in handy. Like a couple of these masks, they're just expressions pulled right out of that book. Because if it works, it works. And
Yeah.
but
That
it's a
is
fun
cool.
one. Like anatomy books, anything you could find.
Yeah.
Just I have a pretty good understanding of facial anatomy because I've done so many face sculpts over the years. So I could just run with something like this. But like I said, I even just had the skull just for quick reference. And plus that's cool. You know, looking at a skull while you sculpt, it's kind of in the name and it's inspiring, you know, making creepy stuff. So I really like doing human things, and a lot of expression is in the eyes. So in a sculpture where the dude stabbed out his eyes, how can I get more expression? And hopefully it comes through. But I basically just like started putting a bunch of clay on there, little blobs here and there, building up forms. Really just enter a trance sometimes, and some higher power or whatever takes form, or this creature in whatever dimension he's in, you know, I am his conduit, and now he exists here. So as long as I mold him, I can still play God and decide not to create him. But of course, why would I waste my time?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just broke down that dragon. I don't want to have to break down another sculpture. Come on,
You
industrial.
be sure. You want to be sure it works and you have enough material for it, because we've been in that situation before where we think there's enough material and there's not, and then we have to get more and then wait for it to come. And we've had a spot where it wasn't coming, it got canceled, and then we had to rush another order from another vendor to get the project done on a timeline.
Yeah. That's when you get creative, you know. It really can push you. So I sometimes, if I pre-planned something, it wouldn't have come out as cool as it did if I was just winging it, you know. Spontaneity, going off script and stuff really allows for amazing organic outcomes sometimes. And I've, you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to mold it. If you don't like it, I mean, unless someone paid for it and you have to get it to them, then you just kind of hope for the best, you know. And then you're probably being too hard on yourself, you know. Shortage of materials, that's hard to right that wrong. But like I said, get creative. A lot of the work I did at the studio that I freelanced for, we made these sweeted shot-for-shot remakes of kid shows with a toy company. So they'd give us whatever Paw Patrol they're trying to sell at that time, and then we made the rest of the backgrounds and all the other characters that didn't exist. And we basically used whatever we had laying around and to the best of our ability. And it really lent itself to be forgiving, because it was all like it could look like a kid made it. But you know, you want to, as an artist, you go and you're like, no, I'm going to make this look exactly like it does in the show. Then the kids will be really excited.
And they'll think it's really an episode, which it is kind of tricky when you walk across your kid in the bedroom and you see there's YouTube video and you're like, I don't remember that happening in the actual show. What is this?
Yeah. Man, it can be tricky sometimes, because YouTube for a while, when my kid, a couple of my oldest kids were pretty young, there were people trying to pass stuff as kids entertainment, but it was really grim, like Bloody Dora, you know. And
Yeah,
I don't know. My kid, she knew like what Freddy and Leatherface was, but Dora wasn't anything like that. Like, what's happening with Dora, you know? Boots, no.
it's the special
Now they're acting
Halloween
like MLK
edition.
movies.
Yeah, heads are falling off.
Now they're turning
Backpack
all
help.
into movies. I just saw a commercial for a horse SpongeBob the other day.
Whoa. Like their official SpongeBob?
I don't know if it was like some AI little short fake video, but it It was all about the cult of SpongeBob and stuff. It was trippy. It looked like it'd be an interesting horror movie from a horror movie stands.
That's cool.
Then you have like the official ones like Blood and Honey and stuff too.
You want a spontaneous Martha Stewart Halloween party hack? If you don't want people to judge you by what brand of iced tea you're drinking, wrap it with masking tape and it's an instant mummy drink. Bingo.
That's if you care. If you're like us, we don't care. And we're just like, we'll have it out in front of you. Judge us all you want.
Nah, man, I got a black eye for drinking diet iced tea once. I'm not gonna make that mistake again.
Well, that's what our slogan is: be a maker, not a hater. Because somehow, some way, people get mad and upset that we're better, and they want to complain and stuff. So, like, sorry, we just did it better than you.
Yeah, this guy was like, "Don't you know there's aspartame in that? That's bad for you." And I was like, "Lay off, bro." And then he started hitting me. I'm like, "Well, that's bad for me too. What are you doing?"
I think that the aspartame's less bad for me than that fist.
That stuff puts holes in your brain. You put a dent in your skull. No.
That aspartame's bad for you. Let me give you CTE.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, I have a cut. And this alcohol burns.
Here we go. Let's put some different light on this thing. My screen's pretty small. I can't tell how good this looks to anyone else, but
I mean, from my end, it looks pretty good. I like the shadowing I can see on it.
Got a real
I can
Scooby-Doo
tell.
vibe going.
So once you're done with like the sculpt part, what's your next step with making the mask?
I'll hit it briefly with a blow dryer to make sure there's no moisture on the very top layer, but not too much because it'll crack if it shrinks. Then I'll crystal clear it, Krylon crystal clear, the stuff that has pictures of the paintbrush on the front, not the furniture. And then once that's all set, I have a little bit of dulling spray left. You can't get that stuff anymore, but it really helps the plaster stick to the clay, which would be the next step. Then I'll mix up some hydrocal and go over it with chip brush to get it in all the detail. And if you have the dulling spray on there, it'll stick really good. If not, sometimes you really have to keep going over the same spot to break the surface tension. Otherwise, it just keeps beating off. And then with that stuff, it's you mix the hydrocal in one batch, and as it sets up, you start putting it on in different ways, and then you smooth it out. Usually it's like I don't know, 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending on conditions. You don't want the materials too warm because they'll start kicking off. It's all a chemical process. It's exothermo, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just an artist, not a scientist, but it heats as it sets up. So with the ultracal, that stuff, it's a 3-part process. You do a thin coat, you do another coat with burlap, and then you do a thick coat over that just to like cover it all and smooth that out. I mean, I've seen people do everything different ways. I've seen people do burlap layers with hydrocal. I've never done that. I've never felt that was necessary. I've seen people not use burlap with ultracal. To me, that's pretty scary. And I don't think they were using it in an oven. So I don't really know how brittle it would get over time compared to how they made it. um, it's it's all different. But that, depending on what plaster you're using, that one step is the same. After that, because you could cast slip latex like regular mask latex and ultracal the same way as hydrocal. It's just not as porous, so you might want to leave it in there a little longer to make it thick. Whereas hydrocal is very porous. It wicks the moisture right out of that surface layer of latex. And a lot of people, they'll dwell their latex, and dwelling latex is when you just leave you pour in all the latex, you let it sit, and the longer it sits, the thicker it gets. I usually go for 2 hours. I like these real thick boys, like get them sturdy, last a while. But I feel like the thicker they are, the more they shrink also. So
In the balance.
just getting to know the materials and stuff. And then after that, it's trimming and patching and painting. It's pretty intensive. It's a lot of fun. The stage of pouring the latex in and letting that cure takes about a day. So that's pretty slow. That's why I like when I do vacuum form masks. It's cool. You could just like make one right after the other.
That's cool. And then I'm guessing you do airbrushing for the painting on the masks and stuff.
Yeah, I like to mix both. I don't want it to look too hand painted, and I don't want it to look too airbrushed, because sometimes it's cool to have something look real smooth and airbrushed, but that's not necessarily realistic. If you look at your hand, man, there's like crazy splotches going on. So a lot of times after like doing all the modeling and stuff and the veining with the airbrush, and then another coat of uh, flesh tones or whatever I based it out in, over that, I'll go in with a brush and just do washes and just kind of stipple stuff on there. And when I do a lot of makeups on people too, that like my style is very stipply. You see like a zombie that I do, it's like a lot of splotchy kind of stuff. Um, I don't like smooth makeups. To me, don't look real. They look cool, but it just looks like, oh, that person is wearing a makeup, not, oh, that's a zombie or something. Like um, if you're doing like a stage thing, that's cool. Heavy handed at a haunt, that's cool. But I'm a real fan of subtle kind of stuff and just trying to make it look real, right?
Yeah. That's kind of like I'm sure you've come across him because he's at Sinister 2, Dave Acosta.
Yeah.
He did a segment at the SAC Film Challenge at the end of last month, and he had a model there, and I watched him do most of the artwork on her, but I didn't see another part, a detail on that he made on her. And when they were on stage, he did it so well that it looked like there's literally cracks and lines in her head. And then I was like, wait, I know that's not real. I know her head's not really broken. And I had to wait till they were done to get closer. Like, yeah, okay, it's a very good paint job to look like there was cracks and stuff in her head.
Yeah, I saw that. He threw some highlights on there. They're real impressive. I think that was a makeup he did on Anne. She's a model a lot of the times at the Creature Con too, right?
Yeah, she is actually I'm friends with her too. I didn't know if you knew Anne, so I was like, yeah, the model.
Yeah, small town.
Yeah. Well, it gets smaller and smaller the more you go to places and realize people know so much. Like when we went to LA Comic Con, I didn't realize how many people we knew from over here actually went down there and were doing things and were a part of stuff. So it was like that was really cool. That big of a show, so many people that are local for us got in for booths, for panels, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've actually seen some people just show up at CreatureCon. Like, I think his name's Jub Jub or Jib Jib the clown or something. He's
Yeah.
a he doesn't talk, but he has that trick or treat bag. I love his whole shtick. It's uh I don't know, kind of sweet in my opinion. He just seems like a real nice, creepy clown guy. But hooking kids up with candy and whatever. And then yeah, the more you go to these things, the more you notice the certain people like vending. Um, you get to know like the people like Amanda with Holding Aces.
Hmm.
Like she's a staple. I love her booth. My wife's birthday is in June. It's usually like within a week from the Creature Con, so I'm always like checking her booth for gifts and this and that. Um, but yeah, it's great to see familiar faces and other people who are enthusiastic about this kind of stuff too. Um, Folks, who when they are at home, they are being creative. There's a lot of horrible things people could do in this world, but when you're just making fun stuff, come on, there's no trouble that you can get into. It's more people should just stay home and make monsters and or hero costumes, whatever is whatever folks are into. Do your thing, with
We
passion.
make it all. We make heroes, we make villains, we make monsters. That's what we do.
Yeah, we're not making trouble. We're saving the world. You know.
One cosplay at a time.
Heck yeah. I've been to plenty of shows where people are punching each other in the face. I don't think I've ever seen that at a convention.
Yeah, I
And these
can't
people are into
say that
some
I
real
have.
real violent stuff. People walk around with weapons and they don't use them. It's really cute because I have a 2.5-year-old and she's been going to the cons, since we had her basically. And people come around with blood, like covered in blood. So it's just like, oh, that's makeup. So now, on TV, because the blood's everywhere, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a horror movie, but she's like, oh, that's makeup. So
Yeah.
it's pretty
She
cool.
knows she knows it's pretend and she doesn't get scared like an average 2-year-old.
Yeah. She grows up around this stuff. Her way of making peace with all my monsters was just booping them all on the nose when she could, and then everything was cool. It only gets weird when they start to move. So animatronic stuff, that's iffy. And I have
Hmm.
a little hand puppet I made, Tad. He's a little hillbilly mutant kind of character, and she doesn't like him too much. The first time I showed him to her, her eyes welled up. She was really young, and I could tell her brain was working overtime trying to figure out what she was looking at. So, uh, but it's just like her older brother or something. Her little
Yeah.
older brother.
Well, you've had other kids. She'll probably eventually grow out of that little phase and realize, oh, it's pretend and it's not real, and she might discover Five Nights at Freddy's and fall in love with that.
Yeah, for
Our
sure.
son was
There's
our son was
some.
terrified of mascots for the longest time. Now he's a cosplayer.
Who was that?
Our son it was terrified of mascots for the longest time. Now
Oh,
he's like 7 times winning at Sinister in
yeah.
a row.
It's a rational fear.
Yeah.
Mascots they're too settle down. You know what I mean? Like, I know you're here to like hype people up, but just can't just don't come near me, I guess. Slamson, my dad had season tickets for the Kings since I was in high school. So I've been to a lot of those games, and that guy just like, gosh, what is he doing in the locker room to get that amped up? Nobody's supposed to have that much energy. So
I mean, we discovered that with our kid when we just saw the Peanut Mobile, and Mr. Peanut was hanging out for his 100th birthday, and we're like, let's go take him to meet Mr. Peanut. And he was like, Daddy, don't let me go.
Yeah, man.
Like, he was only calm if Jeff was holding on to him.
I think Mr. Peanut's the first dude I ever knew with a monocle. It's like, why not just get 2 of them? Why are you
For
only
me,
blind
it's
in
a
one eye?
One eye's bad. That's why he only needs it for one eye. But for me, it's a toss up between, was it him or the Monopoly guy? And am I from the alternate universe where the Monopoly guy does have it? Because some people say he doesn't, and some people said he did. So I'm like, I remember him having the monocles. I don't know what people are talking about.
I feel like it was one of the cards that you pull, like community chest or something, where people owe you money because you're so smart, and you do it to show that dude's got a monocle. Because no dummies have monocles. I've never met someone with a monocle that was dumb. Though honestly, I don't think I've ever met someone with a monocle. Technically, never met Mr. Peanut. He might be pretty stupid. You know, peanut brain and all.
I mean, he was pretty quiet and just waved hi, so.
Mr. Peanut. I know we had Mr. Pickles that hung out on the corner.
Oh yeah, we have a Mr. Pickles over here too that we'll see in the suit sometimes. But I don't think he has a monocle.
No, I know. If he did have a monocle, maybe more people would buy his sandwiches. But someone probably gets paid pretty good money to go out there. You think they get a bonus to go put on the suit and wave the sign? Because I'd have to say, wearing that suit, waving a sign is a lot less embarrassing than waving a sign with no suit. No one knows who's in that. That's your personal shame. And you don't have to share that with anyone. Your coworkers might rib you, but you're already working at Mr. Pickles, so you're probably pretty level, like, I don't know. I've seen people swing signs for tax places out here, but they're not in a pickle suit, which I think would be pretty cool. There's no correlation between taxes and pickles, except when I want to buy some pickles, I have to pay some kind of tax. So
I think from when I've gone to Mr. Pickles before, they all have to take turns, and even when it's their turn, they argue about it being their turn because they don't want to get in the pickle suits.
It's hot. I was 2 mascots. One of them was a street side one, and one was at an event. I've been 2 mascots, and it's hot. It is so hot in those things. You're basically wearing a freaking sleeping bag out there.
yeah, oh no.
So I did it for the tree foundation before. So I walked around to the giant tree, and then I did it for edible arrangements. I used to be the sign person for them at one point, but it paid money, so that's what mattered.
Yeah, money's good to have. Mr. Pickles. Last time I went to Mr. Pickles, they were like, we ran out of turkey. So I was like, I don't need you guys anymore. There was another Mr. Pickles that I kind of liked that I wasn't around anymore, but that one, it was like Scarface memorabilia, and maybe you want a Mr. Pickle sandwich. But this dude, like, I think he wanted to be Tony Montana or whatever. I just, he's like king of the sandwiches or something. I don't know what his deal was, but nothing makes me think Scarface when I think of Mr. Pickles sandwiches. But you can put whatever you want in your own store. It's just my portion of the franchise. I'm gonna put whatever I want in there. And a giant picture of Al Pacino in a plate of cocaine is what I want in my sandwich shop for some reason. I don't know.
It's just a little powdered sugar to add a little sweetness. That's all.
We went to a burger place down in the Bay Area that was like all mob themed. The whole thing was like Godfather stuff.
I think it
What
was
was
called
the name
Mob
of it?
Father. I think it was called
It may have
Mob
been.
Father.
Mob Father. Well, that makes sense. That's in the theme.
In Foster City.
Man, honestly, maybe there's a lot of pickle talk in Scarface. I've only seen it once. I like Brian De Palma, but I'm more in his horror stuff instead of that film. But yeah, that's wild. I thought it would be cool to open up a Southern style restaurant here called Nashville, but it's GNASH like gnashing your teeth. Only I have no clue what Southern style food is, and I know it means to open a restaurant. But if someone wants to pay me $50 for that idea, you can have that idea, and I can have $50. I'm an idea machine. When all you do is stare at clay, mud, basically,
Yeah.
and push it here and there, your brain wanders.
Yeah, you get into all kinds of weird spots in your head. But unfortunately, we are at that point in the show. So, would you like? Do you have any plug holes anywhere you'd like people to come check out your stuff?
Just check me out on Instagram. I'm Frankenpine. One word, just like spelled in my little box here, right there. Can you guys see me pointing at it too? That's cool. I don't know. I don't know if this
I'm
looks.
gonna put your,
Okay, that's perfect.
I'm putting a link in the chat right now for everybody.
Yeah, go ahead. Check me out on there. I'll post pictures of this later tonight. I'm gonna keep working on it till like 4 a.m, and then when I can't see straight anymore, I'll call it there. But like if you're interested, and that's basically. I try to keep it all in one place. Real simple, real easy, and I don't learn anything new. I want to post pictures, not videos, right? So I don't need a TikTok. I'm just too old.
So you'll also be at Sinister, correct?
I think so. I haven't given them my money yet, but they said I can if I want to. And if that doesn't happen, there's a local shop called Flower Fist Market on 18th and E Street that they house a lot of local artists' work. And for this month, I might take a bunch of my monsters over there. And even if I don't get it done here, or before the holiday, I still might take a bunch of stuff over to them. So Sacramento locals can check them out. I highly recommend it anyway. If you're an artist, also, I just sold at their reopening a couple weekends ago, and lovely people, lovely place, my kind of crowd. And that's basically it. I don't know where my artistic journey goes from here. I'm basically unemployed, which is supposed to be my busiest season of the year, but I'm no longer at the studio and I'm no longer at the haunted house. I'm just kind of floating around. So, yeah, good time. I got plenty of mummy iced tea to keep me company, though, in the meantime.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. We're going to drop you into backstage. Go ahead and hang out. We might have another show that you might be able to get into as well. But we are going to do our wrap-up stuff now. So thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you very much again, and I'll be seeing you at the CreatureCon most likely.
All right.
Sweet. Okay, so let's start with the sticker slap.
Ooh, the sticker
I
slap.
missed the button.
Wait for you to switch
Let's
cameras.
start with the sticker slap. So
You want to talk?
Go ahead and talk. I'm trying to get camera in.
Okay, yeah, while he's getting camera ready. So a lot of these, it's a mix of some people that we've met at Anna Medford, a good chunk we met this weekend at LA Comic Con. But either way, they donated a sticker to get a shout out for sticker slapping. And at the end of this, you guys, I will go back and put their links in the descriptions. So if you want to check them out, you'll be able to check out their work.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm actually going to do this slightly differently. I'm going to run it this way. Oh, no.
Hi.
There we go. All right.
Right.
So,
want me to put the thing up or
we
no?
are starting. No, because then you won't see me. I can't make
Ink
this one
Rose
the big one and not the
Creations.
small one. Yes. And we met them out at, I met them out at Medford. We have a interview coming up with them, but she gave me this one. This was her favorite sticker she had.
I do like that
She's
sticker.
actually a tattoo artist as well. She's a tattoo artist, and this was originally a tattoo design. So,
Oh.
let's see. Where do we want you? I think right up here. Nice lovely blood spot. Good spot. I'll figure out how stickers work eventually. Boom.
You didn't pre-map it out or anything, honey?
Huh?
You didn't map it out before?
Nope. I only have one that I kind of know where I'm putting.
Okay.
All right. Next, we're doing this guy.
Ooh, okay, so this is Design Source, Brian Fitzgerald.
This is their sticker.
And there's his
So the
sticker.
cool thing about his sticker.
I kind of like that no matter what way you flip it, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. He's an artist that does well, he does like mostly black and white stuff, it seems like, but a lot of his work is like the old school where it's like a bunch of little lines that make a bigger image. And he has a really cool robot one. He makes he has a bunch of pictures and prints, but he also makes t-shirts as well out of his stuff. But let's see, we'll stick you up in the corner up here by Can't Quit, which will be here next week.
Yeah, next week, guys, we will have another interview with Can't Quit Comics. So you tune
right.
in again next week for that show.
We are on to the LA Comic Con stuff.
Ooh,
Starting
the
with
press packs. So Bat in Your Belfry. So we came across them in Artist Alley, and he has some really cool art. We did buy a few pieces off of him too. And for Sticker Slap, we got this cute little guy. He's so adorable.
Alrighty. Let's see. Blind. Let's see. Maybe he'll hang out with the seagull. Yeah, we'll put him up here hanging out with the seagull. There he goes. He's hanging out with the seagull. Next up is this really awesome one here. Boom.
Yeah, this is Goodbye Zach Diaz. He is an artist that we met over there as well. And we just had to. We had to get the Malort sticker. If you know, you know. If you don't know, go to Distance Nerdy and you'll know.
Yeah. Mm. boom. Let's put Malorts in a cool.
Now make the Malort very prominent.
Perfect fit. So it's right below the bride, but right above the skeleton dude there. Let's see if I can zoom in anymore. That's all I got.
It's still kind of far. Maybe we can do like a photo after and put it up on the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll
or
get
something.
pictures and we'll put it on all our socials. This one,
Yeah.
I ended up buying a book from this guy. So
Yeah. This is Johnny P313. If you guys were watching Distance Learning's podcast last night, you would know about the purchase Jeff made from him and the irony of it all if you follow Distance Learning and know their preferences. The Ewoks are better than the
Hobbits.
I can't read it all.
Ewoks are
Hobbits.
better than Hobbits.
Ewoks are, yeah. Again, if you're listening out there and you don't know, find Distance Nerding, give them a listen. You'll know.
Perfect.
That's
Not
beautiful. Now this is the last one. This is I'm gonna say it wrong now, even though I know how to say it right. Kiwento Comics. They are obviously a comic creator, and obviously we met them at LA Comic Con. They donated a sticker for us to sticker slap and give them a shout out. Now we just gotta peel the back up.
The back is trying to separate.
Just tape it. I know we have tape.
No. We have a knife.
But is that a knife?
It's a medium-sized X-Acto blade, but let's see, where do we want to put you? You might go here. Yeah, we'll put you right here in the middle of the triangle. Alrighty.
It's a pretty little dragon.
Put all our air bubbles out. And there we are. That is our stickers for today.
Woohoo!
So, with that being done, we will go ahead and go over, and you can tell everyone this one. Yeah, that one. And you can tell everyone about what is coming up.
All right, guys. So for the month of October, starting this coming weekend, I didn't know this existed until it came up in my feed. SonomaCon. Sonoma has their own Comic-Con. I don't know a whole ton about it, just that it's 2 days, October 4th and 5th in Sonoma. I've been to Sonoma. It's a very nice place. If you are out in wine country, you should give that a peek, see how that is. It look just by the imagery alone, I think it's pretty awesome, and it might be like something worthwhile. And obviously, as we were talking about on the 18th and 19th, Sinister Creature Con is happening this month in October at the Scottish Rite Center. You know us. We're going to be there. We're going to be in the contest, and we'll see if we can uphold our title there of winning. It'll be a sight to see.
Well,
That same weekend in Chico, they are having their first ever con called Cap Expo. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff there. I know there's gonna be some panels. Our friend Astro's here is gonna be hosting a particular panel. They're still working on exactly what they're doing. Last I heard, but they are in charge of a panel there, which is very exciting for them, and we wish them all the best there. Now let's see, next one. That's it. Also, if you can't if you're not in Sacramento, you can't go up to Chico. You are towards the southern parts of California. That same weekend, October 18, 19, in the Clovis Sierra Vista Mall, the Weekend Blender will be there, presented by Time Machine, owned by Pete Salazar. Our good friends that I have mentioned before, Distance Journey, will be there helping host and doing trivia. And what I just heard before we went on live, Lady Deadpool of Fresno is hosting the cosplay contest, which will be a whole lot of fun. We miss her. We wish we'd be there to hang out with her, but we'll be at Sinister. Next up, the Sunday of that weekend, Contra Costa is having their Halloween con in the Hilton Concord. It's from 10 to 4 p.m., one day only. It should be a lot of fun for the East Bay crowd. So there's a little bit of everything going on that weekend. So you have your choices of where to travel to. And then the following weekend, Saturday, October 25th, in the evening, we, especially with Sacramento Deadpool and his lovely date, and possibly Phil, will be at the Vampire Ball hosted by Shannon McCobb at the, I forgot the name of the venue. I can't remember. Okay. Huh? Oh, the Hollows. It's going to be at the Hollows in downtown Sacramento. It's fun. Go ahead and go online now to get your tickets. There are dress requirements. You can't just go in street clothes. She has made that clear on the website. You must be in some sort of at least nice dress garb, preferably vampire, but as long as you're dressed nice, you can get in. Now, that same day, during the day, Lodi has their fall Comic-Con. It's only one day from 11 to 5. So if you want to hit both, go to the con in Lodi and then go to the Vampire Ball and party up all night. You can do that. And then the following day in Fresno, the Project Wish Upon a Star is helping Heroes Fest. It'll be out in Fresno, corner of Fresno and, I can't pronounce that. But if you look it up, it'll be there. It's at 7450 North Fresno Street. There's going to be a trunk or treat, a live music, costume contest with prizes, of course. And it's going to be a whole ton of fun. It's basically, and you guys, if Project Wish Upon starts working on it, you know it's a fundraiser. They do stuff to help kids that are terminally ill. Go down there and support them. Okay, guys? And then going into November, we will be at Fandom Con November 7th, 8th, and 9th in San Jose at the San Jose Convention Center. I am super excited about seeing all sorts of Power Ranger actors. There's going to be tons of others there, but I only paid attention to the Power Ranger people. But yeah, you guys go to Fandom Con, get your tickets, and you can check out all the other exciting people that are going to be there besides us. And also, in November 22nd, just before Thanksgiving, Stack Geeks is having their night market / party for their President Frisco's birthday. Again, guys, it's free. You just scan the QR code so they can count how many people are going to be there, and it'll be tons of fun. There's going to be a drag performance if you're into that. Also, games, foods, and drinks. So go on down to Lucid Winery and have some fun there. Now, the weekend after Thanksgiving is Fan Expo. I believe Distance Journey is going to be there. It's possible we will tag along and join them. We'll know as time goes on, and we will keep you informed. But it'll be the last weekend of November, closing it out, and that is the Comic-Con wrap-up.
Sweet. Well, we are almost to the end here. Remember, definitely go check out Graveyard. I didn't look to see if he was doing a show today, but he usually is.
No.
So go over.
He put on Instagram, he put on Facebook that he does not have a show tonight.
Okay. Well, we have a reel out right now for LA Comic Con. Go check that out. There's a lot of cool stuff on there as well. It's on both Instagram and on our YouTube. So definitely go look at that, give it a like, check it out. That was a really fun show, and there'll probably be more little videos coming out for that. But remember, everyone, be a maker, not a hater.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.